Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Sleep Beyond Summit. We are here with Dr. Amber Runnerstrum from Runnerstrum Chiropractic and Nutrition in God's country, Arroyo Grande, Central Coast, California. Thank you so much for going beyond with us.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks, Justin.
You bet. Our pleasure. My goodness. So if you don't know her, she is a Quantum Neurology Doctor. She is very gifted at NET, emotional clearing. She is just absolutely talented doctor of chiropractic care and covers all aspects of working with the body. I met her at a seminar. Dr. Sahara was speaking. I met her first at Quantum Neurology homecoming event last year, and she worked on me. I've just had amazing results just in a few minutes of her just working on me. She's just, boom, boom, boom. Okay, you're set. I'm like, yes, I am. I feel so much better. Just amazing. So we want to expose your gifts to the world and hear your insight on going beyond sleep and sleeping beyond. Let's start with turning it over to you, and please share with us the importance of sleep.
Sleep is so important. In fact, it doesn't matter about anything else when it comes to trying to contribute to your health if you're not sleeping at night. If you're not getting quality sleep at night, your body can't restore and heal. It can't digest properly. You can't even burn fat properly or lose weight. So without sleep, we don't think well, we don't move well, we don't digest well, and it really sabotages the rest of our day. Chronically, it's even worse if we're in that kind of a pattern where you don't sleep well night after night.
So if someone really isn't sleeping well at night after night, can they catch up at some point with naps throughout the day?
I don't recommend that. When you nap, you rob yourself of the ability to sleep at night. So usually, let's say you have a rough night and you say, okay, I'm going to catch up. I'm going to try and sleep from noon to 1 or a couple hours in the middle of the day. What happens is your body's gotten enough sleep where when you try to go to sleep at night, now you're not able to go to sleep at, say, 10 or 11 o'clock. Okay. Now you're not sleeping until midnight or 1, and you kind of create a vicious cycle for yourself rather than it's better to just ride it out, be tired that afternoon, and then get yourself in bed at a good hour that night.
Okay. Now, when we're setting up and preparing for sleep, what are the things that you advise?
Well, I think it starts with how your bedroom is set up. You want to have a relaxing, calm bedroom at night. I would recommend you get the electronics out of the bedroom, not even have a TV in your bedroom. A lot of people like to watch the news before they go to bed, and even worse, watching the news or a movie that's stressful at night in your bedroom while you're in bed, and that increases our cortisol levels. And then what it does is it does the opposite. We're supposed to have lower cortisol levels as we're moving into the evening hours. That if we watch a scary movie, a stressful movie, or stressful news, and news these days is sensationalized so much that it actually revs us up. It's not just this is what happened today. They get you fired up about it, and then there goes the cortisol, and now you're ready to go conquer the world or whatever, and it's the wrong state to be in before you go to sleep. So definitely you want to get your body less stimulated at night. It's better to create that, like I said, that relaxing bedroom. You want to get your electronics out. Don't leave your cell phone next to the bed. I had a conversation with a patient just the other day. I said, are you sleeping with your cell phone next to your bed? And she says, yes. And I said, no, you've got to get it out of your bed. She says, I can't. I might get a call in the middle of the night. And I said, well, put your phone on loud ring and put it in the other room so you'll hear it and wake up if you need to get up out of bed for an emergency. But it's not good to be sleeping next to that Wi-Fi. We've got to give our bodies a break from that.
Yeah, definitely. Now, when we're preparing for sleep, like what's literally the best time to go to bed? Talk about the internal clock and when everything sleeps internally.
For most adults, we want to start kind of getting our body ready for bed between 9 and 10. And it depends on the hour of waking up. We're all a little bit different in our circadian rhythm, that rhythm we have. But between 9 and 11 for most adults is about the time that we should be settling into that relaxed state and getting ready to go to sleep and being in bed. And then that's predicated on waking up at about 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, depending on, what your needs are. And so you are able to allow your body that time of 8 hours or so of getting enough sleep as our body goes into those cycles deeper and deeper every couple of hours. So that's a very important thing.
Definitely. Well, my rhythm, I'm a early to bed guy, so I feel better getting to sleep close, further away from midnight, like the earlier the better. Mm-hmm. And I wake up early, so I go to bed at about 10 and wake up at about 5:30. So is that true with different people's rhythms? Is it better sleep before midnight most of the time?
Absolutely better sleep before midnight. Midnight is too late to be going to sleep. Our bodies are set up to be in bed. I mean, if we think about our ancestors and before we had electricity and we had all these gadgets that could keep us up and in light longer, but as the sun would set, people would start slowing down. Maybe they'd have candlelight or what have you, and then they would end up asleep not long after the sun sets, and then they'd get up when the sun rises. And so, modern world isn't quite set up that way anymore, but the more we can mimic that, the better. That's why it's also a good idea that, an hour or so before you're ready to go to sleep, you want to start darkening the lights in your house and get off of your electronic devices and that sort of thing.
Awesome. Now let's talk about the actual bed itself. Firm bed, soft bed, the pillows, and then where do we use those? On our back mostly, sides, not stomach?
Yeah, it's a good question. As a chiropractor, I get that question all the time. And the really important thing is the bed that's best for you. So you want a comfortable mattress that you and your partner could sleep on. That is, that's why these sleep number beds, I think, became so popular, because one wants a hard bed, one wants a soft bed. I recommend, if you find that you're tossing and turning at night and you don't feel comfortable in your bed, it's for one of two reasons. You're either in pain, and you've adapted to a certain level of pain, you've gotten used to it, but that doesn't mean you should continue in that pain. And so in that matter, you probably should see a chiropractor. And then the other thing is, you might have a mattress that is just not, maybe it wore out and it's just not supporting you anymore. So getting the right mattress is key. So going to a mattress store and spending a few hours there is what I recommend when you buy a mattress. You want to lay down on a mattress and hang out there for 20 minutes and see if it's comfortable 20 minutes later. Most mattresses, when you first lay down on them, it just feels good to lay down. And so you'll feel like it's comfortable for the first few minutes. And then as you lay there longer, does it support you and that sort of thing. As for laying on your side or your back, it's natural to sleep in both positions and to roll from one side to the other while we sleep. If we were to put a camera on someone that's sleeping, we would find that they would move around as they sleep, and that's a good thing. Your body wants to shift a little bit. If you've ever been in one position too long and you wake up and half your body went numb, maybe your body didn't shift like it should have that night. So pillows are also very important, and there isn't one pillow that's right for everyone. You need your neck supported. A pillow that's not supportive enough or too thick can wreck a person. So everyone's body is a little bit different in size and shape. So you got to research that out for yourself. If you're having trouble with that, a great thing to do is go to your chiropractor and really have them test pillows. I have patients bring in pillows all the time, and I'll muscle test pillows to make sure that they've got the right support that their neck needs. Can't really do that with the mattress, but we can do that in the office with the pillow.
Awesome. Now, we have Keith Morey's Super Good Stuff, which are incredible supplements. He's a sponsor for our Go Beyond Summit, and he has his REM, his REM Sleep Plus formula, which really is really helpful for people, for those sleep aids that people are looking for, a more natural approach to to getting better quality sleep. What are some of the other recommendations you have?
Yes, I think there's some things that people can do and try on their own. Even just simple things like getting a quality chamomile essential oil and a lavender essential oil and using those, either infusing them into your bedroom at night or putting them on the pulse points on your wrist. That can be very beneficial. The nice thing about chamomile is it actually helps your body make sleep hormones. And so it's a very natural remedy for getting your body, and gentle remedy for getting your body into that sleep mode. Also, just a nice quality chamomile tea can be helpful. I have products that I use, and it's not a one size fits all. I like to muscle test people for what they might need, and ideally you want to be able to eventually get to sleep without the need of a supplement. And that's a good sign of that you're doing all the right things throughout the course of the day to create that good sleep at night.
I love it. Well, it's fantastic you touched on that. Coincidentally, you don't know my wife, but she just started a new company called Campo Beauty, and she has modern aromatherapy. And one of her scent stories is Relax, which the major scent in it is lavender. Yeah. And so that's all I smell before we go to bed, and it's just fantastic, for that. But then I also need earplugs too, because there's some snoring going on. So, and I use these Heroes, which are fantastic earplugs. So they're really soft for the ears, and that helps me stay in a deeper sleep because I'm more of a lighter sleeper. So what's the difference between light and heavy sleepers? Talk to us about that topic.
Yeah, well, you want to be able to get into a deep sleep and stay asleep. For those of you out there that have kids, if you walk into their room to check on them at night before they go to bed, you'll notice that there's some times where, boy, you could pick an arm up and it would drop like as limp as could be, and they're in very deep sleep. And then other times, just a little bit of tucking them in will kind of wake them up a little bit, because our body naturally goes into rhythms as we sleep, and we'll go from a light sleep to a deep sleep, a light sleep to a deep sleep. But each time we go through one of those cycles, we should be getting into deeper and deeper sleep so that less ambient noise wakes us up. And so you might not be getting as deep a sleep as you could be getting, but then again, sometimes just the natural snoring from someone coming across the pillow there can be enough to keep someone a little more awake.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's awesome information. Now, let me know about some sleep sauce that you have. I want to hear about this.
Doctor's Amber sleep sauce, we call it around here. Really, it's because quality sleep begins with how you start your day. So it's 1 part food and drink. So if everyone can remember that, if you're making like a cocktail or you're making a sauce that you're going to put on your steak, we have parts, right? You do 1 part this, 1 part that. Well, the first part is food and drink. So what are you eating in the morning? What are you drinking in the morning? And what I like to say to my patients is, if your cup of coffee is a pot of coffee, that's too much coffee. If it's a cup, great, fine. So we all have to kind of watch how many stimulants we're putting in our body throughout the day, including those extra iced teas, extra sports drinks that have revved up extra caffeine in them, those sorts of things. They can really affect our blood sugar throughout the course of the day. Always starting your day with a good breakfast and not skipping breakfast so that your blood sugar can be balanced throughout the course of the day, not skipping meals, not allowing your energy to crash around 4 o'clock. All those things are very key to going into having a good sleep that night, because when our blood sugar is in a state of what we call dysregulation, then we don't sleep. We wake up in the middle of the night because our blood sugar crashes, and we think, gee, I'm up, I'm not hungry. But sometimes people will be able to fall back asleep in those scenarios if they eat something. So if that's the case, you might have some blood sugar issues. So it's 1 part 1 part food and drink, what you're eating and drinking throughout the day. The next thing is one part de-stress. So being able to de-stress yourself at night. So what does that look like? Well, it looks like getting the electronics out of the bedroom, not having stressful conversations right before you hit the pillow, maybe spending some time reading something that's spiritually uplifting, prayer, meditation. All those things can be very helpful to create that good sleep environment. And then the other part would be exercise. It's important to exercise. But sometimes when we exercise late at night, we've revved ourselves up too much, and then it becomes harder to fall asleep for some people. So ideally, exercising in the first part of the day is best.
Awesome. I love it. Now, talk to us a little bit about sleep apnea as well. And just if the nasal cavity is blocked, how are they going to get some oxygen back in there? So I've had tremendous success just doing the super good stuff nasal flush before I go to bed. I'll sleep deeper. It opens up my sinuses a bit for me. So I found that effective. Do you find that as well?
Oh, yes. People with chronic sinus issues, postnasal drip, those sorts of things, have trouble sleeping at night. They tend to be more congested. There's a lot of pressure on the back of the throat. It affects the ability to breathe properly, and then they struggle with getting a good night's sleep. So doing nasal flushes is great, that sort of thing. Also figuring out why the sinuses are having a problem. So it could be that there's some food sensitivities, or you could one could be suffering from environmental sensitivity, something that you're breathing in your home that could be causing the nasal inflammation, sinus inflammation, postnasal drip, those sorts of things, and then clearing that out. So that's a key thing, getting to that cause, and then maybe rehabilitating those cranial nerves, the nerves from the head that go into that part of the body, so that they can be stronger and work properly, so that you can have better breathing. That can be very helpful.
That's huge. I mean, and no one talks about that right there itself. Like literally, our nerves can be down-regulated emotionally, biochemically, structurally. There's so many things that can turn those down like a dim switch on a light. But the beauty of going to Dr. Runnerstrum and other quantum neurology doctors, or guys that can work on the nerves, they can really fine tune those and dial them up so that they're really strong again and functioning just automatically for you. So that's a huge point.
It's huge. You know, I kind of liken quantum neurology to Star Trek chiropractic. You know, when you watch Star Trek and you see Doc with his little, it's like a little scanner thing that he runs over the body, and he's just tuning someone up and getting them better, and it happens quickly. That's kind of like quantum neurology. It's a neat thing to be able to rehabilitate the nervous system so quickly and painlessly, which is nice too.
Yeah. Well, last I want to touch on is for infants and creating an environment where they don't hear you. And so we had success with our daughter and having some white noise in the background, just a nice ocean breeze and the waves crashing. And still to this day, she loves a little white noise, and she won't hear the noises in the morning if we wake up before her. Talk to us about your experience with white noise.
I think that's a great idea. We've done similar things in our home because our home, you could sound just travels. So, and every little thing just would wake up our daughter when she was sleeping. And, you know, you have to live. And usually you have to get a lot done when they're sleeping because you don't get much done when they're awake, when they're little. So yeah, white noise can be very beneficial, especially for someone who's still learning how to sleep and get into deep sleep. Then the extra noises throughout the course of the house by someone else, someone getting up to brush their teeth in the morning, or you know, in the case of children, when they're sleeping earlier in the evening and later, then they're not being woken up. Children need their sleep. It is so key. And if they don't get their sleep, they can't grow and develop like they're supposed to. So, you know, using white noise, I think, is a great solution for young kids and adults, for that matter.
Oh, definitely. Well, thank you, Dr. Runnerstrum. Oh, this has been a wealth of information. We just went beyond, for sure, covering so many topics. So grateful to have you on Go Beyond Summit and share your insights on sleeping beyond. So thank you.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
All right, you guys, check down below. You'll see a link to her chiropractic, Runnerstrum Chiropractic and Nutrition office in Arroyo Grande. You're going to want to see her. She has lots of great products as well that she sells, amazing information. And thank you so much, Dr. Runnerstrum, for joining us.
Thank you.